Good morning, everyone. I was going to live stream this, but I figured nobody's up at this time in the morning, but I'll do a recording instead. It's August 14th, 1973. We got the New York Mets, 58-58, against the San Diego Padres, 36-82. We're playing at Jack Murphy Stadium. And I have the lineups in here already. And let's see what Jerry Koosman can do against the Padres. Got Willie Mays playing in this game. Dave Winfield's playing, two Hall of Famers. And I'm using the season ticket baseball game. I got payoff pitch coming later. And I'm just trying to finish up the 73 season. And I am doing all of Tom Seaver's starts with season ticket. But since I'm at the end of the year, I actually am playing uh, a lot of the games with season ticket. And I do sometimes play with Status Pro. So let's get this game going. And I got all my cards out. I'll try to show you some of the cards as I play. And here we go. Wayne Garrett leads off. Against Randy Jones, a lefty, 492. 492. Let me see what else that's going to be. So 492 against a lefty is an F8. That's a deep center field shot. Take a look at the right column. Right column, 264, deep center field. Mian has zero power, so I got to re-roll the dice. So it's 17, deep center field, 17, 17, deep center field. It's an F8. So I'm going to play along as quick as possible, guys. Willie Mays. 624 on the fielding chart is an F4. I don't know how the Mets made that World Series of 73 because they have no power, horrible hitting. They just had great pitching. That's the big thing. I mean, they had Tom Seaver, Jerry Koosman, John Matlack, George Stone at the end of the year. All right, Jerry Morales is up. 588. That's a center field check. Don Hahn. And that's a single to center field. $159. It's an F9 off Koosman's card. That's a 3-1. And Dave Roberts is up. Nope, not Dave Roberts. Sorry, Nick Colbert's up. I got to make sure I keep the guys in order here. I'm hitting the button. I probably should have just voice activation, but I am pressing the button. I got Nate Colbert up. Hit 270 that year. He's hitting 297 in my sim. So here's the pitch. Hey, 5-6-8. That's a check on Teddy Martinez. Martinez boots the ball. That's an error. Morales goes to third. Cito Gaston. I remember he hit 250 that year. I remember his baseball card was pretty popular. So we got two out. We got guys on first and third against the lefty Jerry Koosman. Cito bats from the right side. And here's the pitch. Hey, 216. So we got to look on Koosman's card for a 216 against a righty. That is a 4-6-3 double play, but since there's two outs, it's just going to be a 4-6. And after one inning, we got a 0-0 score. Padres got one hit, and the Mets are up. Cleon Jones. 199 off Randy Jones' card right here on the bottom. L1. Line out to the pitcher. The hammer, John Milner, is up. It's one out. Hey, 478. So we look on Milner's card, a 478 against a lefty is a 6-3 DP. So it's just a G6. Don Hahn up. Here's the pitch. 356. That's a ground out to the shortstop. Thomas to Colbert. That's three out. And we're at the bottom of the second inning. Fred Kendall, the catcher. Here's the pitch. Hey, 147 off Koosman's card. That's a ground out to the pitcher. Over to first base. G13. And as you guys can see, Dave Winfield's up. Hey, 116. That's a 3XX on Koosman's card right here. So we make that a 316, and that's a strikeout. I really like this season ticket. I think it's very easy to play in front of a computer with this digital diamond baseball screen and entering the results. 215. Morales is up. We got two outs. A 215 off Koosman's card against a righty. A 215 is a base on balls. So in season ticket baseball, they do have generic pitching cards. And on each pitcher, there's a contact rating. So Jones has a contact rating of 1 and an I of 2. So let's roll the dice and we'll show you what that means. So it's a 595, so it doesn't come into play. That is a defense check. So that might be a hit. I'm not sure. Got to look at Cleon Jones's card, but I think he's playing out of position. Yes, so Cleon's card, if you look at the upper right part of the screen in the 570-4, that's for left fielders. So then I have to go to the middle of the card and look at his right field rating is a 146. And he only played 8 games in right field. Rusty Staub must be injured. So let me look at the little sheet here. So outfield. The blue die is a 5. Is it lower than his range? Nope. So the 5 blue die is greater than his range, correct? So, but is the blue die lower than 7? Yes. So it's a double. And his arm is a 1. You gotta look at it. You gotta keep everything in order, guys. So his outfield arm is a 1, and it's a double. So it's a 2 base plus. So that means the runner from first scores, and he's going to stay at second. So that doesn't happen too often in this game. Pitcher gets a double. Gets an RBI, actually. It's pretty interesting. Right, so as you can tell, this is the defensive card. Let me show you what it looks like. That's the defensive card. All right, here we go. Jerry Morales. 370. That's off Morales' card. A 370 is ground out to the third baseman. So this inning we got Grody, Martinez, and Koosman. 677 is off the fielding cart, the stadium card, I should say. So a 677, that's a high number. Oh, it's a single to left field. .233 from Martinez. We got to go to Randy Jones' card. .233 against a righty is a single with a plus sign. So he's going to go one base, and it's to center field. So with the pitcher up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bunt. Koosman's rating is a 5, which is pretty good. I'm going to roll the die, add 3 of them up, add the 5, and I have a little chart over here I'll show you. So we got 10, 11, 16. So I got this chart here. It says FC 1B, fielder's choice below. And I'm going to go to first base for the out. What did I say? 10, 11, 17, first, what was I say? 10, 11, 16, right? Okay, first base. You always got to double check to make sure it plays correctly. All right, Wayne Garrett's up. Lefty versus lefty. We got one out, second and third. Oof, that might be a hit. Probably is. 5-7-9. That's a defensive check on Winfield. That's a 1B plus, so that means runner score. Actually, that bunt worked. I know everybody doesn't like the bunt nowadays, but that time it worked. 544. Another defensive check. That's on the second baseman. Gotta make sure I look up at the right Morales. We got 2 of them playing in the game. So 544. That's a 4-3. All right, let's see if Willie can get a hit here. Drive him in. 361. It might be good. Ground out to the shortstop. Thomas throws it to Morales. No. Ground out to the shortstop. Throw to first. And we got Darryl Thomas up. A lot of defensive checks today. 587. Ugh. That's a double. And Thomas has a speed rating of 5, which is pretty good. He could probably go to third and challenge the arm, but I like to play it safe in 1973. Especially with 0 outs. 4-4-4 against a lefty. That's a single to center field, and runner scores. Hey, we're getting some hitting this game. Another defensive check. That'll be an out because that 1 is a low number. So 531. I got to look on the first baseman's card. Oh, it's Willie Mays. So he's out of position again, too. So, well, I got to look at it. I got to look at, is the 1 lower than his arm rating? It's lower or equal to. So it is, ooh, that's a good number for Willie. It's a 363 double play. It's really helpful having these little cheat cards out in front of you. Got 2 out, Gaston. We got a 240, so we got to look on Koosman's card. A 240 against a righty is a ground out to the third baseman. Top of the 4th inning, Cleon Jones. Hey, 286. So we got to look on the 200 column and against a righty on Randy Jones' card over here. Now a 286 against a righty is a deep left field shot. So I got to roll the dice again. Look at the 210 dice. That 8 and 6 I got to re-roll and add 7 power. Let's see what we come up with. So it's deep left field. Got to remember that. Ooh, this might be good. So we got 9, 10, 14, 21. And that's a home run. Nice. Cleon. All right, Milner's up. A 670. 670. Okay, we got to look on the stadium card again. That's a ground out to the pitcher. I'm going to move along here. 338. That's Don Hahn's card. A 338. It's an F9. F9. Jerry Grody's up. Here's the pitch. 2-2-2. So what I'm talking about here is we take a look at Randy Jones' card. 222 against a righty is a G. It says 463, but there's nobody on base, so you just go G4. And those cards are PDFs, and those cards are printed by Clay. So G4. Freddie Kendall's up. 209, 209 against a righty is a walk. Winfield's up. 106 becomes a 306, and that's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Winfield. Richie Morales is up and 1 out. Hey, 287. So we look on Koosman's card here. 287. And we look at, ooh. He's a righty, so we look at the right-handed column. Right switch. And it's a shot to deep left field. But Morales has no power, so let's see what numbers we come up with. No power, left field. So we got a 5. Look on the stadium card. A 5 to left field. Single. 1B. All right, we got the pitcher up. He's got to do a bunt. So we got a 5 bunt rating. We got 8 plus 5 is 13. That's a foul ball. So now he has 2 strikes on him. So this is a choice you got to make. So I do have a card over here that I like to look at. And if you look at the right side of the card, there's a 2-strike flow chart. So I got 2 strikes. So if I hit a 600 number, it'll be an automatic strikeout. Okay, 600 to 699. I'm going to keep the bunt on. So we got 10, 11, 16. All right, so fielder's choice below. So I'm going to play consistent. It was successful. It was to the first baseman, so I'm going to put SH3. Got a 2-out bunt. And Jerry Morales is up. Hey, 459. This could be a good result. 459 against a lefty. Oh! Again, it pays off. A double down the right field line. All runners score. Darryl Thomas is up. 607. So when you roll a 6 and you're the home team, you add 10. So it's a 617. That's an F4. If anybody ever wants to see a tutorial on this game, I'd be glad to do one. I've been playing for about a year and a half now, or I think it's about a year I've been playing this game. Maybe longer. Can't remember when I bought it. I bought the printed version. It has a nice book, professionally done with a spiral book, so it's easy to turn pages. And then what I did was it came with this, so I did a protection on it. So you could do auto manager on this, but I play it as I'm managing both teams. Ted Martinez is up. We got a 4-3 score. Padres are winning. Top of the 5th inning. Here we go. That's a defensive check to the right fielder, Cito Gaston. That's an F9. I pressed the wrong button. Koosman's up, 197. Look on the pitcher's card. A 197 is an L1. Line out to the pitcher. Garrett, 131 becomes a 331, and that's a strikeout. 3 out. All right, Dave Roberts. 601. We've got to add 10 on that. Becomes a 611. That's a strikeout on the stadium card. You can play these games very quickly if there's not a lot of runs. So here we go. Nate Colbert's up. Hey, 220. So we gotta, you gotta make sure you don't look at the wrong card here. So we gotta look at 220. Koosman, 220 against a righty. 4-6-3 double play. There's nobody on base, so it's a G4. Gaston is up. 177 becomes a base on balls on Koosman's card right here. Cito has a 1 speed, very slow, so he's not going anywhere. Freddie Kendall's up. 275. He's a right-handed batter. 275 becomes a deep center field shot. So here we go. We got a power of 4 for Freddie Kendall. So 275. No, against the right, he's a deep center field shot. Okay. So we take the 210 die. Oh, this might be a home run. So we got 8, 16, 17 plus 4 is 21. That's deep center field. Home run. Darn, man, a lot of home runs today. Usually I don't score this many runs in the games. Dave Winfield's up. We got 2 out. That's a rare play. I don't often play rare plays in the game. I just don't feel like looking at my sheet over there, so I'll do a reroll. You know, play any way you want, as long as you're consistent with the game. 359. Winfield's card, 359. It's ground out to the third baseman. So we got the top of the sixth inning. We got a 6-3 score. The Padres have the lead. Randy Jones is on the mound. Randy Jones was 7-6 that year. He pitched 139 innings. Had a 3.16 ERA. Had 6 complete games as well. And we got Felix the Cat is up. 629. That becomes F6. Willie Mays, my favorite player. A 4-4-2 against a lefty. That's a ground out to the shortstop. And Cleon's up. 690. That could be a good result from the stadium card. That is, it's a single. So it's a single to left field. .167. Gotta look on Jones' card. A 167 is an F9. So in season ticket baseball, you do have a stamina rating, and it's a 6 for Koosman. So that means once he hits the sixth inning, you start every time he allows a base runner, you add 10 onto the stadium card. So more chance of home runs. But the way I play it is I use the durability of digital diamond baseball because I want to be consistent with the computer-based games. So right now, Koosman is at 90 pitches. His durability is 113. So once he hits about 113, I'll pull him, no matter what. He's out of the game. All right, because you don't want to pitch the guy when he's fatigued because it messes up the next game and the computer and those kind of things. Let me get back to the game. So we got no outs. Morales is up. 386. That's a high. That's an F3. Jones is up. I'm going to keep him in the game. There we go at 3. So it's a 3. I got to look at the contact rating of Jones. And his contact rating is 1. So I look at the 1 column. 300 to 99 is a strikeout. So he's a strikeout. I like the way that's done. I don't have to worry about different cards for the pitcher. Now, when you play American League, it's nice because you have the DH. I don't know what my go back and reload page means, so I'm not gonna mess with anything right now. .308. So when you have a low numbers in the 300 column, it's usually a strikeout. Oh, what happened? Nope. All right, top of the 7th. 406. That is a base on balls for Don Hahn. Can the Mets have a comeback here? This will be interesting. And it's 6 o'clock in the morning. On Friday, December 12th, 2025, we're playing the 1973 baseball game, August 14th, 1973 actually, in San Diego. Nice and sunny there compared to where I am. And Grody's up. Here's the pitch. 589 is a defensive check on the center fielder, so I've got to go to Jerry Morales' card. So it's a 1B plus, and a 1B is an out R1 to second base. Okay. Sorry guys, I wasn't pressing the button. And Mets got weak hitting. Here's Teddy Martinez. We're down 6-3. Oof. I'm not bunting. Nope. 630. That's going to be an out. 636. That's an F8. Going to have a pinch hitter here. Now in this game, the manager can press a few buttons here and get some recommendations here, but I know what I'm going to put in. Yep, the coach wants me to put in pinch hit with Rusty Staub, and so I'm going to do that anyway. But where are my cards? They're over here. Here's Rusty. I got Rusty Staub's card here. So he's a lefty, but he's a good hitter. This could be a good number. 367. Oh man, it's a double play. It's a shot to the it's a shot to the second baseman. He steps on the bag, throws to first. I always got to double check that one. Yep. So now we got to take Koosman out. Oh, what happened? I thought Koosman was out. Oh, did I mess something up? I think I gotta go back, guys. Okay, I forgot it. I'm talking here, recording, so I did undo play, so I'm gonna do Koosman pinch hit. I'm gonna find Rusty Staub. Put him in the game. Got the pitch to swing. Now it's flashing on the bottom left of the screen, defense, under the Met emblem. So I gotta find a relief pitcher. So the computer wants me to put in Jim McAndrew. Okay, so I'll get Jim McAndrew's card. I'll put McAndrew there. Gotta make sure I put him in the game. And what we got here is, I always make sure upcoming starters are Seaver, Stone, Matlack, and Koosman. McAndrew's right here. I highlight him, put him in a nice spot. I double check to make sure he's there. Hit OK. You could do double switches and everything, and sometimes I do that if I have to. So 6-3. McAndrew is a right-handed pitcher, and compared to Koosman being a lefty. So we got Darryl Thomas. Oh, at the bottom of the 7th inning, Padres are winning 6-3. 352. That's a good number. Nope. Ground out to the shortstop. Dave Roberts, 670. 670 is a ground out to the pitcher. So each team has their own stadium card. So every stadium, of course, is different. So you have different results on all these cards, so which is nice. They do have a weather option, a rain option, which I don't use. I don't even use the weather option, but you could use it if you want. Good thing is you can play the game the way you want to play. So 680 becomes a 690, and that's a single to left field. You know, if I want, I could type just 1B into the game, and it'll send the ball out to one of the outfielders. But the 0 and 1 and 2, anything 0, 1, and 2 on the screen would be left field. And of course 987 is to right field and the middle numbers to center field. Pretty easy. So we got 2 out. This could be a good result for Cito Gaston. It's a 495. Oh, see now check this out. 495, bottom right. Now if Koosman was up, it would be a deep left field shot. And if the top left, you see his power is 7. But now we got a righty there. So it's a strikeout. Wayne Garrett's up. And Jones has only thrown 88 pitches. So I'm keeping him in the game. It's a 602. That's a ground out to the shortstop. Felix Mian. 131. And we go to Randy Jones' card. 131 has a 3XX. So you keep the 3 and you put the 31 on it. And so it becomes a 331. So I look on Mian's card, 331. Ground out to the shortstop. Willie Mays is out with 2 out. Willie played 66 games that year. Had 209 at bats. 6 home runs. 25 RBIs. 211 average. So this was Willie's last year playing. Played in the World Series. And we know what happened there. Hey, 109 becomes a 309. That's a strikeout. The Mets are light hitting. McAndrew's up. Hey, 599. That's going to be an outfield check again on Cleon, who's playing out of his normal position. So I got to do an outfield check. So that 9 is greater than his range. His range in right field is a 4. So the blue die 9 is higher than his range, which I'm looking at this card here. So is 9 is greater than 7, so it's a single below. And Jones's arm in right field is a 1. So it's a 1B plus plus. So there's nobody on base, so it just becomes a single. Winfield's up. 257. Against a righty is a 587, so another defensive check. So I know Don Hahn is a center fielder. 587 is a 2B plus batter question mark. 2B plus. That's a long double or runner score. 2B F8. And I put R13, so runner 1 gets 3 bases. Still got no out. Richie Morales is up. Another defensive check on a third baseman. 5-5-4. Yogi Berra, man, he switches his lineup like every game. 5-5-4 is a 5-4-3 double play. Nobody on first. Since it's hit to the left side of the field, Winfield's staying at second. So I'm going to put the result in. Watch this. So I put G5. I don't have to put the 3 because he throws it to first. And I put R2, which is Winfield, and I put an H for Holtz. All right, so Randy Jones. What's the score? 7-3? I'm going to pull Randy Jones. We got 1 out. I'm going to see what the computer wants to do with the pinch hitter. Says all set. All right, I'll choose my own guy. Mets are not going to score runs. If you got a right-handed pitcher, how about Johnny Grubb? Let me find Grubb's card. Yeah, I botched up the cutting of these cards, but it's okay. Actually, they come out pretty good, black and white. But you notice I did a lousy cut on this one. But I think I used 65-pound paper. Worked out pretty good. Or 67-pound maybe. Better get off there. Johnny Grubb. Okay, I like to hold it in my left hand. Johnny Grubb, 1 out. Here's the pitch. 612 becomes a 622, and that's an F4. Sometimes I look to the right to make sure everything's accurate. Okay, I'll put Grubb's card to the right into the players pile, so I know I used him. So we got 2 out. Morales is up. 269. So we got to look on McAndrew's card. A 269 against a righty is a deep left field shot. Morales has a power of 6. This could be interesting. Whoa, 0-0 plus 6. And I think 0-0 might be some kind of play that I don't know about. Might be some kind of special option. So I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to call it 6. So what was the other number? Deep left field. So 0-0-6. Left field 6 is a bloop single. We're 2 out. Winfield scores. I'll have to go look on that later. But since I'm recording, I don't feel like stopping the game. I'll look at it later. This game is done. It's 8-3. The Mets are not scoring 5 runs to tie. No way. Thomas 431 against a righty is a F6. I know if you go on Baseball Reference, you can they have a column where you can see the chances of you scoring 6 runs to win the game. It'd probably be less than 1%. So here comes Jones. Jones is up, and I got to put a pitcher in. Okay, so let me see who the computer wants me to put in. Computer says bring in Mike Corkins in relief. I sort of like this because it just makes things easier when you see. I'm not playing all San Diego's games, so I like to keep and the computer is running the games that we're not playing with season ticket. So I'll put him in. Then I got to make sure I find his card over here. There he is. Just hard to find sometimes. These cards really haven't been used. All right, Cleon's up. We're in the top of the 9th inning. This game is almost over. Mets are down 8-3. And I think I put this field into the game, but I like using the outside the park OTP 24. That's the most recent one I have. I like using their parks inside the game. It's pretty good. You can do that because it doesn't have the players on the screen then, the pictures. So Cleon's up. 345 is an F9. There we got 1 out. John Milner. Here's the pitch from Corkins. 4-1-6. That's a base on balls. Uh-oh. Tug McGraw is in the dugout, rooting them on, saying you gotta believe. 624. That's not a good result. That's an F4. Jerry Grody, a solid catcher back in the late 60s and early 70s. Hey, 548. That's going to be a defensive check on the second baseman, Richie Morales. It's a single to right field, and Milner could go to third, but we're not doing that. He's not challenging Gaston. What's Gaston's arm anyway? Ooh, he must have had a strong arm. He has number 6 arm. And Winfield only had a 4 arm in left field. I wish I had Parker's card close by. I think Rusty Staub was a 5. Now, Rusty Staub had an arm rating of 6 too, so that's very good. If I had Parker's card close by, I always gauge everybody against Dave Parker. He might be a 7. I'm not sure. I don't know how high it goes. I haven't looked lately. All right, so Grody, what'd I say? A single to right field? Okay. Okay, if the Mets come back and win, I'm playing the lottery. All right, Teddy Martinez is up. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning, down 8-3. 5:43. That's gonna be an out. That's a G4-3. So, that is the game. San Diego wins it. The final score is San Diego 8, Mets 3. So what you do in this game, you go hit this menu, save and exit. It asks you if you like to make this game official. And on my screen, the game I just played is right here. Gives you the winning pitcher, Randy Jones. Player of the game, Fred Kendall. Box score and undo. You can undo the game. Gives you the record. And the upcoming games for August 14th, 1973 are listed right here. And you can see I put in 1973 baseball cards for the players that have the wrong hats on because they got traded so often. You got J.R. Richard on the bottom. He had a correct hat. All right. And then what I like to do is I go to next day. No, I like to do fast play. So the computer plays those games, and any game with a star means there was a highlight. There's some kind of highlight in the game. So Tommy John, man, he pitched 9 innings. This one says Joe Ferguson, 73 Dodgers, drives in 6 runs. John throws a shutout. Huh, no other highlights. Wow, that's interesting. Usually there's a bunch of them. All right, that's it. So hopefully my recording went well. Hey, there's Reggie. Hey, Reggie. Hopefully my recording went well. It wasn't too boring. Thanks for watching. I'll do a few more games. If anybody's interested, the season ticket baseball game is online, and you can buy PDFs, and you can buy the printed game. Also, payoff pitches out there, very popular game. I know Dave Gardner from Digital to Dice and Vinny and Joe there. They have a great podcast, and they are doing an excellent job showing all the games and costing me money, but that's okay. I'd rather play these games. So I played my first 2 games of Payoff Pitch yesterday. Very interesting game. A little different. I got to start incorporating the rules. But once you get once you're in your game, you play it your way, which is, but as long as you play consistently, that's the main thing. So everybody, thanks for watching. Demi 1970 Gaming, And I do have the Yang cats there because every once in a while I make videos of my cats. But it's a cold day up here, 15 degrees. Let's hit Florida soon. And I will talk to you later. And it looks like my phone is still working, so you can see the screen. And I just want to show you what the stadium card looked like. Let me see here. So that's the stadium card. And that middle screen is what I was looking at most of the time with the 600 numbers. Okay. And that's Jack Murphy Stadium. All right. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.